just that one day they met her and they just...
In recent days, you may have seen a text screenshot from WhatsApp circulating around that reads, "Text me when you get home, XX." Over the first and second week of March 2021, the screenshot of this text became a widely shared trend on social media. Though most trends on social media are lighthearted and fleeting, some, like this trend, are tragic and will likely have lasting repercussions.
I called Momo at 3 a.m. in the morning and this happened.
Today we are taking a look at a case that has only just made headlines in the past few weeks. One that is heart-wrenching and has already touched people across the world.
Never be a white knight, boys.
On March 3rd, 2021, 33-year-old Sara Everard was last seen walking through Clapham in South London, England. She was heading home to Brixton Hill after she had spent the evening visiting one of her friends in Clapham.
I was gonna make a joke, say clap them cheeks, because it's Clapham. But no.
Which was only a 50-minute walk away from where she lived.
I went on an e-date with Momo.
She had left her friends around 9 p.m. and spoke to her boyfriend on the phone during her walk.
Fucking Momo walks into my room. Holy fuck.
Sarah chose to walk on brightly lit streets and stayed to well-traveled main road.
And then I get exposed by Ewu how a streamer faked his death on stream to become famous. What the fuck? But it actually wasn't faked. His roommates actually did murder him. Holy fuck. Monka Omega.
She went missing soon after. Originally from New York, Sara worked as a marketing executive in London. Her family described her as kind and thoughtful, caring and dependable. Those close to Sara said that she has always been an exceptional friend, dropping everything to be there to support her friends wherever they need her. She was reportedly set to start a new role at work as a senior marketing account manager, something she was greatly...
Yeah, they try to fake their death, right, for clout, just like Neon did 3 different times. But, you know, they used the wrong knife. Kind of like that Macbeth play. You know, did you guys know that Macbeth, the play, is supposed to be cursed? And one time, they were supposed to switch out a real knife, right, with a prop knife, but then somebody used a real knife in the theater and just fucking murdered the guy who was like in the thing. Yeah, Macbeth is strange.
Excited about.
Oh,
her boyfriend called the police on March 4th to report that she was missing after she didn't make it home the night before. She was last seen wearing a green rain jacket, navy blue pants with a white diamond pattern, and orange and turquoise shoes. She had on a white beanie and possibly green earphones.
Bro, did she just really match her shoes on this part with... She matched it with the fucking... Look at this. Bro, she's got her shoes on. You see this? Red, surrounded by blue. Come on, bro. And she's got red, surrounded by blue. Yeah, that's a Virgo outfit if I've ever seen a Virgo outfit, bro. Dude, these are really strange colors though, huh? Like, she actually, like, this is one of her outfits, 100%. She picked this shit out. Interesting, bro. She's actually an interesting person. Because these are not these are not normal colors.
In response to her disappearance, the London police began an extensive search to find Sara.
She did that on purpose.
The searches concentrated around the area where she was last seen, but there was no trace of her. Part of trying to find out what happened to Sara involved gaining the public's help in locating her.
She is.
She's dressed like, yeah, I was gonna say, Londoners read.
I was gonna say, she's dressed like the 90s. You know how in the 90s everybody had those wind, like wind things, right? And they were like bright neon and shit like that, and it was like
Have you
greens like
seen
that and
Sarah
yellows.
Everard? While another admitted that law enforcement was getting increasingly
Yeah, I
concerned,
remember the 90s, bro. I remember the 90s.
this CCTV picture of her also began to circulate. It was this
That's like a
online
thrift shop
exposure that first brought the
build.
public's attention to what would be a shocking and disturbing case. During the investigation, Sara was spotted on the footage of a doorbell camera passing by around 9:28. Police realized that she went missing soon after this footage. Her family, including her father Jeremy, who is a professor at the University of York, and her mother Sue, are believed to have traveled from York to London to join Sarah's siblings James and Katie as they aided in search efforts. On March 7th, Scotland Yard's Specialist Crime Command began leading the investigation because of the complex nature of the probe into Sarah's disappearance. Around 750 houses in South London were searched in hopes of finding Sara alive.
Oh my god.
The ponds in the area were also searched, as well as local drains, in case her body would be discovered there.
750
The
houses.
police received more than 120 calls from the public with tips about the case. Sniffer dogs were even brought in to search gardens along the streets where the police believed Sara had passed.
So how are they gonna search 750 houses, bro? Like, did the people just let them in? Because they need a warrant to go into your home. How the fuck are they gonna search? They can't get that many warrants. It's impossible. Right? Or is there like a rule where if somebody goes missing, they can just enter? I don't think that exists. That doesn't seem legal. So 700 and different people just let them in?
All of these leads led nowhere. There was no sign of Sara. At midnight on March 9th,
people,
almost
bro.
6 days after Sara
That's
vanished,
a lot of
the police
people.
made 2 arrests.
Just let them in.
The first arrest was of a 48-year-old police constable
Strange.
named Wayne Cousins, who was suspected of kidnapping, though no further details were released at the time. And the second arrest was an unnamed woman in her 30s who was suspected of assisting an offender. The woman was later allegedly released on bail.
Oh.
It is suspected by various news outlets that the woman in question is Cousins' own wife, Elena Cousins, who is a 38-year-old Ukrainian and British scientist. But it is not clear what role, if any, that Elena may have played in Sara's disappearance.
Why would a scientist?
It wasn't until March 10th that a body was eventually discovered in a wooded area in Ashford Town in Kent, more than 50 miles from where Sara was last seen walking.
You motherfucker. Kent. Yo, is this in England? Is this England, bro? York
Using
and Kent?
dental records to establish an
Those are both-
identity, it was confirmed
Hold on.
on Friday, March 12th, that the remains belonged to Sara.
If it's England,
This was
maybe.
a devastating blow to her family, but also the public,
'Cause
who
the
had
guy
been
looked
holding
English.
out hope she would be recovered alive. Also, on Friday, March 12th, Cousins was
This shit died. We back? Fuck me. I think this might be England. That looked a lot like England. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think this is England. Huh? So I guess they can. They've got different rules to the police in the US. Because I lived in the UK. I lived in the UK and this? Yeah, this is England. Yep. 100%. This is England, bro. This brick. These cops. These people, they're all English. Yeah, this is England. Okay. See, I knew something didn't make sense to me, bro. I knew something did not make sense to me. Right? So yeah, this is York, England. Yep. Yep. Newton, yeah, see everything. Yeah, London, Clapham. Okay, there's Brixton Hill. Yeah, there's England. Ah, Eton House, the Manor School. Yeah, this is England. Okay, so now it makes a lot more sense that 750 houses were searched. Because if it was the US, that ain't happening. That is not happening at all. But it's England, so okay, that makes sense. Do you prefer UK over Mexico? I mean, the people in Mexico are better. The food is better, but the vibe, the life, much easier in England. Much easier.
Ukrainian and British scientist. But it is not clear what role, if any,
Yeah, of
that
course, they said
Elena
even
may have
British
played in
scientists.
Sarah's disappearance.
Bro, they said British
It
scientists,
wasn't
and I'm
until
like,
March 10th
this
that a
England?
body was eventually discovered in a wooded area in Ashford Town in Kent.
Dude, I
more
knew
than
something
50
sounded
miles
weird.
from where Sarah was last seen walking.
And then I heard Kent, and then, like,
Using
University
dental
of York.
records to establish an identity, it was confirmed on
I knew
Friday,
something was
March
weird with
12th,
750.
that the remains
I'm surprised I
belonged
didn't notice
to
earlier,
Sarah.
though. It
This
looked
was
like
a
England.
devastating blow to her family,
And the
but
cops were
also the
English.
public, who had been
The brick
holding out
was
hope
English.
she would be recovered alive. Also, on
Do you
Friday,
speak Spanish?
March 12th,
Brother, of course I speak Spanish. No mames, cabrón. Me preguntas que si hablo español. Debería de streamear en español también, güey. La verdad. Yeah.
Cousins was officially
Yeah, I'm gonna do
charged
Spanish
with
streams.
Sarah's kidnapping and murder. The fact that
Stream lagging.
Cousins is a police officer was called both shocking and deeply disturbing.
Dude, like, look, okay. The reason why UK life is much easier than Mexican life, if you're a Mexican mechanic, right, you have a tough life, bro. Like, you have a tough life. Your wife has to work. You need both people working, right? You get paid barely anything, right? You don't get paid, you get paid like shit. Bro, if you are a mechanic in England, okay, your wife doesn't need to work, you get to rent a nice apartment, you get to go on vacations, right? A couple of times a fucking thing. Bro, it's so much better. It's so much better. You know, it's incredible, bro. How much more money works in England than over here, and how much more money you can make over there than here, and the type of life you would have over there than here. Bro, like, a mechanic in Mexico wouldn't be able to travel. When we lived in England, my dad was an architect and stuff, right? But when he was looking for the architect job, because he was also doing a PhD, so he needed a part-time job, he started working as a mechanic and painting cars and stuff. And they paid him great, bro. And my dad was like, bro, why am I even going to go back and be a fucking architect if I'm getting paid this much and we can travel all over Europe? Like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Like, they made great money. Great money. At a car dealership that was for cars that had 3 tires. So you actually didn't need a car license to drive them. You needed a bike license to drive them, because they didn't weigh as much as a car. So it was a car with like 1 wheel on the front and 2 on the sides. Yeah, bro. And my dad made good money. Yeah. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you, bro. Bradford, England. See, this is where I lived. This is where I used to live. Let me do watch. I'll show you. Bradford, England, UK. St. Bede's. College. No. St. Bede's. Grammar School. Bradford, England. Look at this. M Lane. Okay. I got this shit. Bro, okay, yeah. See, this was Leicester Park. See, we used to live here. We used to live like, no, right here. Right here. Right? Dubrovnik Hotel. Yeah. Used to live here. What was it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There's gonna be a statue. Okay, the statue's over here. So, Oak Lane. Okay. Okay, set me down here, bro. Set me down here, right now. Set me down here, right now. Let me... Yum! Alright. Bam, bam. Right here, bro. This was the first place we lived in. You would go up here, and this was the gazebo, little gazebo. We lived right there, and let me show you. Let me show you. Bro, when it snowed, okay, we used to just jump out of the window into the back, and it was this window. Not that one. Oh my god, it's being covered by a tree. Right here. I think it was these two. These windows, and we would just jump. Dude, I remember the first day we went there, it was magical, man, because look, this park is right in front, and this park is a beautiful park. This park has won so many awards, dude. This is a beautiful park. So we got in here, and this was like I think this was the window to my parents' room, and this was my brothers and I's room. And dude, we looked out at night, and we saw the cars, and we could see the statue, and it was like there were lights, and it was beautiful, bro. This was beautiful, dude. We loved it. The apartment wasn't as great, but man, it was like, look, Leicester Park was right there, so we literally just crossed the road, and there was football pitches over here. There was like a ducks, bro. Mark my words, boys. When we grow, we are gonna go back to Bradford, England, and we are gonna retrace our steps. I might go with my brother. I want to do that, dude. When we grow as a streamer and we go to England, bro, we are going here, bro. We're going to have a stream in Leicester Park. We're going to do everything that my brother and I used to do when we were kids in Leicester Park. That's what we're going to do. That's a great fucking idea. And then this one is the other one. So, this was the car dealership that had the three fucking thingies. But I see they've changed. It used to just be three-wheeled cars. Now it's not. But this was the place, right? And you guys are like, okay, but Minnie, where did you live, bro? Watch this. Watch this. So this whole thing, right, used to be about this high. This high. It would cover all of this thing, right? They turned it into a parking lot, but this was the all-weather pitch. This was the all-weather pitch, and this was all covered, right? This was wall, and then there was a gate here that was almost never opened. However, my brother and I, instead of walking all the way around the school, okay, and getting in through this way, basically my brother and I inspired them to open that gate, okay? Because my brother and I would just throw our bags underneath and fucking slide underneath the gate, and then we'd just walk up into the school instead of walking this way. Dude, literally, out of like 2 years that I went to this school, I never went down these things. I never went through them. Never. I think maybe the first time. Maybe the first time we did it. And this was St. Bede's Catholic, no, this was St. Bede's Grammar School, I think. No, what the fuck? No, you lost me. Go back. Go back. Right here. Right here. I said right here, bro. Oh my god, the person. Alright, here we go. And we used to live right here, dude. This place, alright, this is the door. You see, this is another door, right? There's an apartment underneath this. And this has like really steep staircase, right? That goes that way and then this way. And then this was the, like the kitchen is right here. The kitchen's right here. This is like the toilet window. This is the living room window. We used to have our PCs in here. I used to play with my dad, bro. I used to stay up late, and my mum would always tell my dad off. He's gonna go to bed. He's got school tomorrow. And I used to play Call of Duty with my dad. Damn. Damn, dude, when I was like 10. Yeah. I used to play Call of Duty, dude, in a clan called Curry, the Curry clan. My dad was Dombey, that's why my name is Mini Dombey. Because all of the names of the clan members, that sounds a little weird, all the names of like the guild members had to do with curry. So there was naan, jalfrezi, tikka, masala, chutney, right? My dad's was Dombey, and mine was Mini Dombey. And yeah, I used to play with them, dude. Call of Duty, but anyways, that's, dude, fuck, I miss my dad. Oh, dude, the memories. Oh, man. Yeah, we would go up these stairs. This was the bathroom, living room, kitchen, and then that was my brother's and I's room. And my parents' room was over here, and then there was also an attic thing that you could open. Right? Dude, this was great. This was great. But yeah, we would slide underneath. We would slide underneath the fucking thing, and then we'd walk all the way over there instead of going around this. So yeah, we literally, bro, crossed the road and we were in school. Yeah. Damn. Damn. Yeah, look at the bricks, right? This is Bradford. These are Bradfordian bricks. Every like city in England has like a different color of brick. Yeah. I should have known it was York, bro. I can't believe I didn't know it was York. Alright, boys, let's head back to the thing. Yeah, dude. When we grow, we're gonna come back here. We're gonna come back here with my brother. Oh, it's gonna be a good stream. Alright, let's go back to this shit. Jesus Christ, man.
A police statement which was released clarified that Cousins was not on duty at the time that Sara went missing. The current working theory alleges that Cousins used his police ID to lure Sara
I'm good.
before he kidnapped her.
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I just... Damn, bro. I remembered a lot of things. I didn't think looking at the road, dude, and like I didn't think I was leading there, bro. Yeah, I miss my dad. Yeah. But that's life, boys. That's life. It ends, unfortunately. You know? Fuck. But yeah, we're gonna go back there, boys. 100%. We have to now, bro. We have to.
It was also reported by the Metropolitan Police that on Thursday, March 11th, Cousins was taken to the hospital for a head wound, which was sustained while he was in custody. He was treated and then discharged.
Yeah.
Again, on March 12th, Cousins was brought to the hospital
man,
for the second time in 48 hours.
Listen, man, the thing about death is, there's really no good scenario. Like, the best case scenario is you suffer and your parents die. You know? Because, man, having your child die. See, can you say that? If he passed, it's okay. See, you say that, but then they die. And you learn more about their life. And sometimes you go, damn, bro. You know? Maybe I shouldn't have judged so quickly. Because, man, parents are people. People fuck up. No, he did. No, dude, he died of cancer. Blood cancer. Yeah. Yeah, he died of blood cancer. I actually his last Christmas I spent it with him. Spent it with him at the hospital. Yeah. Long blood. No. He wasn't a smoker, wasn't a drinker, didn't do drugs. No. Thing is my grandma on his side, who I went back and saw. My grandma had colon cancer when she was like 60 something. She's heading towards 80 now. Right? She had colon cancer, but she beat it. And another like great uncle in the family had cancer. He beat it. Another woman had cancer. She didn't beat it. And like my dad got blood cancer. So it's likely my brother and I are gonna get some type of cancer, but we'll see. We will see. Haven't yet. I'm still waiting for me to grow like a cancer, but yeah, haven't yet. But yeah. No, it's just, you know what got me, dude? You know what got me? Mum died of brain cancer. Bruh, fuck. Yeah. You know what got me, dude? Was the glioblastoma. It wasn't talking about my dad. It wasn't talking about the job that he had. It wasn't seeing the house. It was the time I spent with him playing games. That's when the feelings came in. Remembering the good times. Are you multi-streaming on Kick yet? Buddy, my internet sometimes crashes on Twitch. So, I gotta get better internet and then I'll be multi-streaming like my boy Rezi. But anyways, boys, we pivot out of the sadness and we go into the other sadness of the disturbing story of Sara Everard. Alright? Yeah, let's go.
For a new injury to his head, which was also sustained while in custody. Again, he was treated and released, with seemingly no further comment from authorities about the nature of the incident.
Is that bonding? Oh my god, dude.
Cousins, who had been a part of the Metropolitan Police starting in 2018 and worked there for 2 years, was currently working in the Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Command, which is a unit that protects the UK's parliamentary estate, as well as the embassies based in London. Cousins' job specifically was as a uniformed patrol of the diplomatic premises. More about Cousins has since been released, as the Metropolitan Police
you guys see my mum, bro.
that it
she
is
watches
in
my
the
streams.
interests of clarity.
Bro, you guys have seen my mum. She watches my streams. She gets mad when I don't tell her I'm streaming. Yeah, like she still believes in me, bro. 3 years after not growing. You know what I mean? Like, she's incredible.
Including a report from The Guardian, which detailed that Cousins has also been suspected of 2 separate incidents.
Yeah, I gotta grow from my mom, bro.
Involving alleged indecent exposure.
Wiping your ass? No, he means whipping.
That the alleged incidents took place at a London fast food restaurant 3 days before Sara went missing. The allegations are currently being investigated by an independent office for police conduct.
But why would...
The post-mortem on Sara's remains is currently underway, which will likely reveal her cause of death.
But why were they apprehended?
At the news of her passing, shockwaves of outrage, horror, and frustration were felt across the UK. Part of the outrage was directed at the fact that the suspect worked as a police officer and was someone tasked with the protection of the UK citizens. As Sara's case became more public,
okay, bro, I don't understand the hatred towards police. Like, honestly, like, this shit's cringe and it's gonna stop. Police usually aren't the bad people, man. They're not evil. However, there are some bad apples. Obviously, in every job, there exists bad apples, right? Like, bro, doctors aren't horrible people. However, there are doctors that kill people on purpose. They exist. They exist, right? Also, the police can't keep you safe at all times, and you wouldn't want them to keep you safe at all times. Because you'd be like, what the fuck is this? Why is a policeman standing on the corner? This is weird, right? Like, bro, if you got murdered in the dark in an alleyway, you can't expect for a policeman to save you. You know, like, fuck.
Information was released regarding her kidnapping and death. Women across the UK began sharing to social media their own experiences of harassment or more disturbing incidents while walking on the streets.
A lot of times, yes, but power trip. Look, you guys say that they're on a power trip and shit, but okay. Let's imagine, bro. Imagine, right? You stop somebody, and every single imagine being a person where every single interaction you have might be your last interaction. And you know this because you've watched other people die, because you've had friends who have died. So every single person you go up to might fuck you up. So you're already on the, you know what I mean? Like, if I stop you at the fucking stoplight, I'm like, oh, fuck, bro. My life might end here. So I gotta be careful. You know what I mean? You don't live in the US, it's different. I live in Mexico, bro. What do you think it's over here, bro? It's kind of similar. You know? Bro, I live in a worse place for the police than you motherfuckers in the US. Bro, my hometown, the whole police, all of the police force was implicated with the cartels. So you motherfuckers can't come up to me and tell me that your police is worse than my police. My police, the whole fucking city is implicated with the fucking cartels, bro. But no racism, though? What do you mean no racism? Bro, I'd rather have the racism than the police stopping you and saying, hey, anything for a Coke? And they stop you every single day. Oh, you got something for the Coke? And you're like, bro, and by the way, Coke, I don't mean, right? I mean, they want a drink. They want they're asking you for money for a drink, for Coca-Cola, bro. And you know what? If you tell them, no, give me the ticket, right? Give me the fucking ticket. I want the ticket. Oh, no, but you were speeding. It's going to be a 6,000 peso fine. It's okay. Give me the ticket. I broke the rules. Give me the ticket. You know what they end up doing? Just go. You're free to leave. Why? Why? Because when they write the ticket, right, it takes them a couple of hours. You know what they do? Instead of writing tickets, instead of giving tickets, right, they just tell people, yo, you just broke this rule, give me money. And you give them 200 bucks, 500 bucks, not in like American money, in Mexican money. 500 pesos, 200 pesos, and they didn't see anything. You know what I mean? That gets corrupt as fuck. In most places. In some places, it's okay, right? But here's the thing. The normal is corrupt, right? The outstanding is like the not corrupt and the good, right? The good cops. And then the real bad is the not only corrupt, but they're also working with a cartel. And that's the worst option. You motherfuckers in the US only have corrupt and non-corrupt. We have a third tier, bro. So why your dad choose to go back to Mexico if you're saying like that? Well, because he had to. My dad was studying a PhD in England for computer animation and 3D uh, models. Yeah, computer animation and 3D models. 3D modeling. Because back then this was like creating CGI back then was incredibly costly. You needed like a camera that cost like $100,000, and you needed suits that cost a shit ton of money. And my dad lowered the price by like 100 times. My dad did the same things that the people for Monsters Inc. were doing. He did it with a dark room, blue lights, ping pong balls painted with neon paint, and a handheld camera. Yeah, that was what my dad did for his PhD thesis. Yeah, he lowered the price ridiculously, right? From having to use these like proprietary um, proprietary programs for like the PC, right? And using cameras that were massive, like humongous, and cost hundreds and hundreds of thousands, and suits and all of that. He did it with like his children, wife, a bunch of like strings and ping pong balls attached to them, a dark room, and then blue light so they would fucking shine. And then he'd have us dance and shit like that. And then he would model like a robot or like a string man and shit like that. That was what my dad did for his PhD thesis. And this is why you guys asked me, but Minnie, you said he was an architect. Exactly. They enlisted him in the wrong thing. And he's still got a PhD. That's how much of a badass my dad is, bro. Well, my dad was. And his PhD, you know, the people that judge you and the guy who like manages you was like, but I don't see any math in this. And they're supposed to have math. And my dad's like, bro, I'm an architect. I don't know what math you're talking about, bro. The only math I do is like fucking ranges, bro, and maybe weights, and that's it. And they're like, no, but how much brighter is it? And my dad's like, bro, I don't do that math. Like, you can see here that this is brighter, bro. Yeah. And yeah, so that's what my dad did. But he was getting paid by the university in Tampico because like he was studying in behalf of the university, and he needed to come back and teach the people what he had learned. Right? That's why we came back. But anyways, back to the 13-minute video that I managed to turn into a 1-hour video.
People gathered to mourn Sara at a vigil. This vigil became an event called Reclaim These Streets, where women who have felt unsafe in public spaces alone gathered together in memorial for Sara. Many of the women there carried signs which read, "She was just walking home. Sisters United will never be defeated." And "We
all men are own held. Boys will be held accountable for their fucking actions." What do 99% of men have to do with this shit? Like, this is why it's so stupid. What, bro, it's one bad apple. It's not all men, bro. This is just cringe. It's hyper cringe. It's one killer, bro. Might be a serial killer. I didn't do shit, bro. I didn't touch her, bro. I was asleep. Like, what is this? Change your behavior. Bro, they act. I hate it when they act like men are just monsters and will kill people. Most men don't kill anything, bro. It's literally like 1% that kill. Now, pretty much all killers men, yes. But it's like 1%. Change your behavior. Listen, girly. I hate the change your behavior. This, that, and the other. A psychopath will be a psychopath. You are not gonna convince a rapist to stop raping. You're not. You will not convince a monster to stop being a monster. You're shouting towards the void. It will not matter to them. And you know what it does? It only angers the people that are on your side, the people that try to protect you. It only angers them. You only hurt those people. You're not hurting the rapist. You're not hurting the rapist. You're not. You're not hating the serial killer. He don't give a fuck. He says, change your behavior? Oh, you know what? I will change my behavior. I'll kill you instead of her. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. This is why I just hate this fucking narrative of like, change your behavior and boys will be held accountable. And all men are. End violence against women. Bro, you don't see 40% of men beating the fuck out of their wife. You don't even see 10%. It doesn't happen. You guys are shouting to the void. And you're pushing people away that would help you. Like, that's the only thing you do when you do this kind of shit. But I understand you're angry because somebody fucking died. I understand. But, like, don't push your allies away. It's fucking stupid. It's really stupid.
We are the 97%. A comment referring to a survey that stated 97% of women in the UK between the ages of 18 to 24 have endured some form of harassment.
What? Okay.
The peaceful vigil purportedly turned violent.
Okay. 1, what is now harassment? And 2, what's the percentage of men that harass? Because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a shit ton of repeat offenders. Like, I'm pretty sure 10% of men do like 90% of the crime.
Violent when police and protesters collided.
Any feminists in Mexico? Yes, a
of
lot of
4
them.
people. The handling of this incident has since been widely criticized.
Notice how all of the cops are men. The women don't want to be cops because they don't want to be shot at. They don't want shit pay. They don't want shitty conditions. Like, okay, feminists, if you hate cops, why don't you become a cop and change it from the inside? Huh? And I know what answer you'll give me. Well, because they're all evil. Okay, but if all you feminists, I saw a lot of women, if all of you get in there, you can change it. Why don't you do it? Put your fucking money where your mouth is. Oh, wait. You don't want to because you don't want a hard job. If you complain, you know what they say. You know what they say. If you can't beat them, join them. If you hate the cops, be the change that you want to be in life. But here's the thing. Most people just talk. They don't do. Oh my God, all cops are horrible. All cops are this. All cops are bastards. Are we bastards? Is everybody shouting this bastards? No. How about we become the cops and we treat people right? How about we show them how to do the job correctly? Ever thought about that? Ever thought about leading by example? Of course you haven't. Because you only complain. You don't bring real solutions to problems. You just complain. So there are 2 great sayings in life. If you can't beat them, join them, right? And lead by example. If you think these people are monsters, right? You and your friends, you and all your friends that are good people, according to you, You do the job. You're all good people and you're all capable women. You can do everything a man does and better. So show me. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'll wait. Show me. Show me. But they won't.
Sized. The British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, made a statement in response to the public's outcry to Sara's kidnapping and murder, saying, "I will do everything I can to make sure the streets are safe and ensure women and girls do not face harassment or abuse." He has apparently since vowed that the government would more than double funding for neighborhood safety measures to $62 million.
Bro, you know what? If I'm a woman who's like with the Me Too, I hear that double funding, the cops are getting paid more. You know what? I become a cop now and I get paid good and I treat people good. Win-win. Win-win. It's literally win-win. The only way, right? The only way you don't take the job now is if you don't actually believe what you say, but you're a complainer. And you just want to complain about shit. That's the only way. Because if you're a pragmatic person and you say, wait a minute, there's 500 women here. The police force is 300 cops. We could all take over the police force. We could do this job and we could do it right. And we could show the rest of England how to do this shit right. And we are good people, so we're gonna do this. But no, bro, and of course, Minnie with the fucking genius ideas just fucking turns them on them, bro. I'm a genius, man, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
There are also plans to nurture a program where plainclothes police officers will be stationed around bars and nightclubs to keep an eye on anyone who might need help. Sara's story soon became synonymous with many others, highlighting women's fear about being alone in public spaces.
Then don't be alone.
The social media outpour spread, and soon women across the world were sharing their own experiences.
Like, look, it's not your fault for being alone, but there's a crazy motherfucker out there, bro. There's always one crazy bastard. You don't need men to be evil. You need one man to be evil. That's the thing, and that's what you don't understand. I don't want that guy to exist. I don't want that guy to exist. Gives men a bad name. I don't want him to exist. However, he exists. And if he exists, it means you can't be alone. So try to not be alone at night. Try. I can't kill that guy. I don't know who he is. Neither do you. So keep yourself safe. Before you ask, what can society do for me? Ask what you can do for society. Ask what you can do for your own life. Instead of saying what you can all do. Oh, it's very easy to say, okay, the whole world has to change around me. It's very easy. It's very easy, and it's very easy to complain your whole life. The world has to change. The world has to change. The world has to change. Reality is, if you want the world to change, you gotta change. And you gotta lead towards, okay? And I give them a fantastic option. You guys become the cops. Problem solved. You guys get money. You guys get paid. Girls are kept safe, right? People are treated nice. The police force becomes good. You become a great fucking story. You become a... Bro, this has never happened on Earth. Not a single time have women, have the feminists said, you know what? We are all going to become the cops now. We are all going to train and we are going to become the majority of the police force. And we will lead the world by example. Not a single time, man. And the world has 8 billion people. Like 100 and something different countries. And it hasn't happened in one city. Not one city. So you guys are just full of shit. You guys are just full of shit and you're a bunch of complainers. And you don't want to do anything about it.
And offering
I'm done
support
with feminists,
to one
bro. I'm
another.
done with feminists.
They even began sharing precautions that they take when walking home, as well as their frustration at the necessity.
Yeah, I don't
Women
want it to be
walking home
necessary.
late at night often hold their keys between their fingers as a makeshift weapon, never wear headphones.
No. This is what happens when retards give you a shit advice. This is what happens when retards give you shit advice. Guys, do not hold. Okay, pretend this as a key. Do not hold your keys like this. It's stupid. It's really fucking dumb. I've got almost 20 years of striking. I know how to hit people. If I had my keys, okay, these are my keys, right? If I have my keys here and I'm holding them like this, you know what happens? I hit anything like this, you know what happens? These keys are gonna move down, up, and they're gonna move into my hand. My hand is going to get shredded, okay? My hand right here is going to get shredded. I will have these fucking keys stuck into my fucking hand. These will slice my hand up horribly. Don't believe me? Grab your keys like this, okay, and just punch a wall, and you'll see how much it hurts, okay? You'll see. Just actually don't punch it, because if you punch it, you will break a finger, you will break something. Don't punch it. Just apply some pressure, and you will see how easy it moves. Like, do you see this? Just apply some pressure, and you will immediately see that's a terrible idea. It's a really bad idea. Okay? Now, grabbing it like this, also not a great idea. They're gonna keep moving. Now, you could say, you know what? I'm gonna put my thumb in, and I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna use it like a knife, right? I'm gonna use like this little bit, a little bit like boom, 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 like a knife. Truth is, keys won't do much. Like, the keys legitimately, they won't keep you safe. No matter how you grab them, your hands will be sweaty, okay? Your hands will be sweaty, they will become sweaty, and you're going to slice your hands up. Your hands, you need your hands for a lot of things. If they are your car keys, for example, imagine you attack the guy with your car keys. Boom, right? Car key bends. Now you can't exit the situation. Imagine they're your home keys. You will hit the person, your hand gets shredded up, the key bends. Now you can't enter your home. You're fucked. You see, the key shit is stupid. Don't do the key shit. Do not do the key shit. The best thing you can be is be loud. Be loud as fuck. Yell fire. Okay? Yell at the top of your fucking lungs and run. That's the best thing you can do. Buy time. Okay? And the best thing you can do is also learn to protect yourself. But do not rely on it. Okay? So, if you're a girl who weighs 130 pounds, do not rely on your boxing to save you. It's the last stand. First, you gotta yell, scream at the top of your lungs, scream for your fucking life. Okay? People will go, what the fuck, at least. Okay? Even if you die, at least people might take a look. People might see who did it. You understand? And when you're fighting, fight for your fucking life. Nothing is off limits. Eyes, balls, fucking teeth, tongue, grabbing the fucking fish hook. Nothing is off limits. Nothing. Okay? Also, if you can carry pepper spray, all that shit, great, fantastic. But running is better. Running is king. Get the fuck away. The thing is, right, do not make yourself an easy target, okay? So, if you're drunk and sloppy, you're an easy target. If you got headphones on, you're an easy target. If you're walking down an alleyway and there's nobody there, you're an easy target, right? If you're walking in a forest, you're an easy target. You understand? Do not make yourself an easy target. Make yourself the hardest target possible. And one of those isn't the keys. The keys, you need them for the car, for the home, for all that shit. And you need your hands. Like, really, guys, the key in the fingers, terrible idea. You will literally have your keys in your fucking bone, bro. If you hit somebody with the fucking thing, the key will go, instead of being like this, right? Because nothing really holding it, it's gonna go into your hand, right? Or it's gonna go like this. You understand? Yeah, a purse, bro, a gun, a knife, you know, these things. Maze, these things work. But honestly, run and scream. Run and scream and know how to defend yourself as best as you can. Okay? A little bit of boxing, maybe some jiu-jitsu, all that shit. Also, those things are great. They keep you in shape. You understand? What about a plunger? No, listen, boys. Honestly, the best things you can do for self-defense, okay, are things that you can use one-handed, okay? So, knife is great, right? I'll tell you why. Knife is fantastic. One-handed, what does that mean? If they've got a weapon, I can put this hand in between. You understand? Or, if, right, they're coming in, I can do something, I can distract them with this hand, I can switch it, right? I can switch it, but I can also go two-handed, gang, right? I can go two-handed, I can go gang, gang. You understand? You can go, you can do two-handed or you can do one-handed. It's better to do one-hander. Also, because they're light and can fit in the purse, right? Two-handed weapons are a lot harder. Like a bat, right? A bat is a lot harder. A bat takes a lot of force. A knife doesn't take a lot of force to be effective. Not really. Doesn't take a lot of force, right? And it's very movable. Knife is great. Machete is great. You understand? Here's the thing. Also, you need another thing. You need a thing that they can't grab. So if you have a stick, right? If you have a long stick, they can grab the stick. If you have a knife, they can't grab the knife, right? They grab the knife and you go, wee, and they go, ah! You understand? So knife is very OP because it's only got this handle and everything else is danger zone. You can't grab it. Now, if you have a hammer works too, right? Or a screwdriver. A screwdriver works great because the screwdriver is like this. If they grab the screwdriver, you can just pull it. You know, it's not like you got the handle. It's very easy to pull and keep attacking, right? They grab your fucking screwdriver, bro. You can pull that shit out and go, bam, screwdriver, bam. Oh, it falls to the other hand, bam. Oh, to the other hand. They grab one hand and you go, ah. You see? But always, listen, practice. You gotta practice. If you do not practice, you will not be good when you need to. So, yes, you gotta be that cringe person going, okay, throwing your fucking weapon of choice around. You gotta be able to move it. You gotta know how it feels. You gotta be able to switch it between hand to hand. You gotta be that person. You have to, right? You have to be the person who goes, wee, with the knife, right? You have to. It's the only way to keep yourself safe, right? Hammer beats knife? Not really. Knife is really OP. However, the knife, you can't bring it everywhere, can you? A hammer, you kind of can. Right? Because you can say, oh, especially if you're a man. If you're a girl, not really. But if you're a man, you can say, oh yeah, I work construction. You understand? But here's why a hammer's a good idea, bro. A hammer is basically this, right? A hammer is this and this together, right? Now, the hammer doesn't need a lot of weight to like do damage. You can grab the hammer if somebody's grabbing you and you can tap them on the back of the head. That will do damage. That's one of the advantages of like the hammer, right? Or you can really swing it and whatever. Oh, also, you need a couple of things, right? So it needs to be one-handed. It needs to be hard for them to hold. The hammer has got the thing, right? And it's got wood or metal. Now, you want the metal to be sharp. If the metal is like this, it's better. Because if they block, right? That's the other thing you need. If you hit somebody and they block, right? It needs to do damage. You understand? right? Because people usually put their hands out. If you can do damage when people put their hands out, fantastic, amazing, right? So a knife works great. People put their hand out, boom. A hammer works great. People put their hand out, boom. That's a broken hand. That's great, right? A stick, not so much, right? A rolled piece of like magazine, not so much, right? If you don't hit the person the right way with the magazine that you rolled up real nice and tight because you thought you were cool, because you'll see a lot of videos, right, for these cringe fucking self-protection guys. Oh, well, just roll the magazine in, and then look at that, bro. It's like a knife and you can have so much power. That's cringe. It's cringe, okay? Because if you hit somebody's hand with that, it's gonna do nothing. You understand? So you need something that will do damage even when they block, right? That is one-handed and that they can't grab. The hammer, the key with the hammer is the top part. You see this top part, right? Do not let them grab the top part of the hammer, because if they grab the top part of the hammer, you can't take it away from them. Like, you see how if I'm grabbing the top of the hammer like this, nothing, this hand, my bottom hand can slip. My bottom hand can slip, but this hand that is grabbing like this will not slip. So if you have the hand controlling this end of the hammer, the business end of the hammer, and the other person has the handle, you can do a lot of shit. You can twist and you can pull it out of them, right? The key is holding the top of the hammer, bro, right? Because you can literally twist it from the person's hand. Don't believe me? Go with your brother, sister, mother, brother, father, cousin, right? Tell them, you grab the hammer from the handle. Do not let me take it away. You grab the hammer from the head, and you'll see that if you twist, right, you'll remove the handle. So if you use a hammer, you gotta grab the top part. Boom. You're an expert in that. Boom. Dude, 20 years of striking. Like 18 plus. I don't even know at this point how many years, bro. I know how to fucking defend myself. But honestly, scream. Run. And then do whatever you can. Do not listen to anybody else. Except for the, you know, the real stuff like Icy Mike. And there are a couple of like good boxing coaches. Don't, if somebody says, oh my god, what I do is I put my fucking, what I do is I do this. Kill me, bro. Like, just, no. This is what you tell them. Kill me with them. Go ahead. Kill me with your keys. They can't. They can't. They go like this. They go like this, and the key goes into the hand, and they go, and then that's when you go, with your hammer that I taught you, right? This is when you go, and you go, what's up, bitch? Your keys don't work, you dumb fuck. Right? Honestly. If somebody says, yeah, just, you know, oh my god, and then there's people that are even worse, bro. People are so stupid. People say, well, listen, so the thing is you grab your keys in between your fingers like this. People think they're Wolverine, bro. People are like, oh my god, this is so good. Like, look. Yeah, dude, like, apply any amount of pressure. Apply any amount of pressure and you'll see what happens. Right? Like, look, this one bent into my finger. That finger is gonna snap. Right? If I hit somebody's face with this and I do it like this, look, watch. This finger right here is gonna snap. This is gonna snap my finger. Boom. Now I can't move this finger. Right? And this one was gonna snap this finger. Now I can't move this finger and this finger. Right? So now I'm fucked. And imagine if the key bends, and this is the key to my house. Now, even if I get away, even if I beat you up, and you're down on the ground, and I'm running with a broken hand, now I can't get into my home. Now what the fuck? Now I can't get in. What if they're still coming? Huh? Now I can't get into my car. What if they're still coming? Think about it. Stop being fucking retards. But you know what? The never wore headphones? Yeah, that is real.
and usually text their friends to check that they arrive safely. The screenshot of a text message reading, "Text me when you get home XX," became widely shared.
That's what they do in Glasgow. They sharpen the keys, by the way. I've seen it work in bars, bro. Dude, the key shit does not work. You cannot hold the key properly like this, man. It will move. It will move. It will do damage to you too. Yeah, if you hit them, it will do damage to them, but it will also do damage to you. Now, if you grab the keys like this, right? Yeah, if you grab the key like this, like it's a fucking knife, and you sharpen it to be like a knife, and you use it as a knife, and you slice people, okay. Okay, that might work. But normal keys. Normal keys. Bruh. Bruh. Exactly. If you're at the bar, use a bottle. Like, dude. No. Keys is just fucking stupid. Honestly. Just break a bottle. It's way sharper. Way safer for you.
And went viral.
I've seen a couple almost lost an eye on YouTube.
After originating on Lucy Mountain's Instagram.
Bro, the keys, look. Big Demo. You said that keys can work for slashing people. If you sharpened it, right? I could see it. However, you're sharpening keys. You're sharpening your keys to slice somebody up. You know what that means? That means you have this much of an area to slice people with. You know what I mean? You have like this much of an area. It's not good enough. What if you, like, no, it's not good enough, right? And a slash isn't gonna stop a rapist, isn't gonna stop a killer. It's not enough. Like I said, if they put their hands up, and you slash their hands, bro, 3 key sharpened points in your fist can slash the face all the way down. My dude, legitimately, if you do this shit with a sharpened key, it's gonna go into your hand. Dude, there's no bone here. Okay? And you're slashing towards bone, bro. You're slashing towards bone. The keys will take the path of least resistance, which is right here in between your fingers where there's no bone. And they will just slash in. Oh, they will press against your finger right here and it will break. Dude, if you maybe, like, look, I'm not saying it won't work 100% of the time, obviously. Dude, if I do this and I scratch their eyes, now they can't see, I win. Yeah, but how likely is that to work? If I do this and I scratch their hand, I poke their eyes out. Ooh, then you're gonna say, ooh, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? I'm not arguing it's stupid, but it does work in fights. Look, man, I'm sure it'll work, but even when you do that, you're still gonna take damage. Right? Dude, if you land the perfect hit on the eyes, anything works. Bro, at that point, you know what you should carry? You should carry a fucking toothpick. Because you can actually poke their eye out, bro. You can just go, you can grab the toothpick, right? This could be your toothpick, and you could go, pop, right in the eye. Boom, I won the fight. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, what's the likelihood of this happening? You know what I mean? It's stupid, bro. The keys in the hands is retarded. Don't do that.
It has become a symbol for the ways that many women have unconsciously come to say goodbye to their friends.
It's what people who don't know how to fight tell you.
Rather than a simple bye, many people ask for reassurance that their friends and loved ones arrive safe. something that isn't a guarantee. For Sara Everard, she never got to text that she got home safe.
Oof.
Due to the outpouring of public frustration and outrage, a police watchdog agency, the Independent Office for Police Conduct, will also be conducting an independent investigation, specifically
Also, big demo. You're talking about self-defense versus people that know they were gonna do something, okay? If you sharpen up your fucking things, alright, you're not drinking, you know exactly what you're gonna do, you're gonna slash a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
looking into police actions which involve the suspect. Cousins has been remanded in custody and was scheduled to be brought before the
You mean
Old
in
Bailey,
self-defense?
the Central Criminal Court, on Tuesday,
self-defense
March
is useless.
16th, where the world watched intently
Yeah,
to see
your
the
mom.
progression.
Yeah, your mom told you to use the keys like Wolverine. Yeah, tell her, Mom, don't do that. It's dumb. No, don't do that. Get yourself some mace. Get yourself something else. It won't work.
Outcome of the case.
Your hand is softer than
He
the face.
reportedly appeared
It won't
via
work.
video link from Belmarsh Prison, wearing a maroon sweatshirt and gray bottoms. He spoke only to confirm his name and date of birth, and appeared to rock to and fro while staring at the floor. His forehead featured a noticeable scab. The judge scheduled a plea hearing date for July 9th and a provisional trial for October 25th. Estimates claim that the provisional trial could last up to 4 weeks.
But
The journey for Sara's justice continues.
okay, but we don't even know what is this video from Evil, bro. No, dude. Bro, the tactical keys, the tactical shit doesn't work. It doesn't work. It does not work. You know what could work? I think there's like a tactical, like it's like a fucking chain. It's like a chain, like a metallic. It's got like a grab and a metallic like cable. Bro, if you hit a motherfucker with that one, yeah, you'll stop him. Right? Yeah, you'll stop them. Thick plastic double ring carriers. For a female serial killer. Bro, it's very rare to find a female serial killer. Like, it's very rare. Like, look. One of the guys you guys should listen is Icy Mike. Look at this guy. This guy's good. Hard to hurt. I love this guy.